Diane, I'm listening to a podcast, Black Lodge Trivia Night. I've never heard so many game aspirations in my life.
That I decided that playing the tambourine while sitting in a porta potty at Lollapalooza,
He's losing
while
it.
sitting in the porta potty at Lollapalooza was not ideal while on 6 tabs of acid. Hello, everybody.
He found it.
We stuck the landing on that one. Took a minute. I was gonna.
Hello and welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night, gentlemen.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
2 weeks in a row.
I know. Wait. We're not playing Midnight Melodies tonight?
We got a little we've had a couple false starts on fall in these parts.
This is true.
And if it was full blown fall, I'd be all about it. Because Art, you shared a picture in the Discord, and it has been 2 years.
Yep,
just about
since we Midnight Melodied.
Awful, and I wasn't even a part of
time.
it. And I'm super jealous, and I'm probably going to miss it again.
We get some spooky season in. How you guys doing?
Doing okay. How you guys doing?
Peachy.
Yeah, doing okay.
Yeah.
Doing okay. I'm excited to play Symbaroum. I was just going to share some thoughts before we take care of business. Can I just say I don't love the Symbaroum rulebooks?
And
it's actually let me correct that. I don't love Free League rulebooks. I think they go for presentation, which is wonderful. Like the first time you go through it, it's so good to read the first time going through, but it's like, oh, that one table that's like randomly included on page 172, and like
it's dog shit.
Alien was
it's so bad
atrocious
trying to find anything of value in the books. Like they're beautiful,
right?
Everything's in there. There's just it's hard to find everything.
Like the system is growing on me mechanically, and I like. I've been spending time more in the Game Master's Guide to flesh out domain rules and more like going into the forest. And different things like that, and it's like, yeah, this stuff is really cool, but it's also kind of designed like shit. Yeah. Especially the base book, because the Game Masters is a little bit different, and you'll get like pages of tables. Like one page is like table 28, 29, 30, and 31 are all on one page, and they're in the spot you would want them to be in. But in the core rule book, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't love it sometimes.
So this will be the last session of
Symbaroum. This is it. You guys cleared the church. We'll never resolve the mystery. I'm just kidding. I was about to say you know what I am loving? I'm loving this game, and I am loving playing or running Symbaroum. It must be nice to play it.
You'll never know.
So I don't know if you guys had similar thoughts or even care, and maybe you don't. But there you go. You're getting my thoughts whether you want them or not.
So what I will say about Free League books, one, I agree it's like style over substance on some level.
For sure.
It might not be the worst I've ever encountered.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But I will also say that most of the time, at least as the systems are relatively simple enough that I don't feel like I have to go to the books constantly, if that makes sense. But then I also, when I like run Vaesen and stuff like that, I do a lot of prep, obviously. And so I will sort of make my own journal entries and stuff so that I don't have to look at the book too frequently. So it's sort of like a one and done where I'll like, okay, let me organize this in the VTT as I want it. And then it's good.
I will say having it in the VTTs with journals and tables and everything makes it way easier.
Yeah. I try to bring in as much as I can. I'm not great at that shit, and not particularly. Now wait a second.
It's not terribly interesting to do. I mean, it will sort of like so off
feels like
camera
work.
Before we started recording. What I was saying was like, it's been nice to get the rotation up and running again because it got me like, oh shit, like I want to. And so I was like looking for something to just prep, which I know is like get bent nerd,
totally normal.
But yeah, I was just like, I want to spend some time like going through something, getting it ready. and then couldn't do it.
You couldn't get it up? Like, what?
Yeah, I couldn't get it up. I couldn't make it happen.
Damn.
In every way you can imagine. Basically, what I skimmed through like 3 or 4 rule books over the weekend because I was trying to start narrowing down a system for something I might run someday, which again is so hypothetical in the future that there's no point to any of this. But then when I went to start looking at the VTT stuff, I'm like, nope, that's not ready and that's not ready. And then I'll just wait.
I have a very good time coming up with the campaign idea and the characters and the setting and everything for most of the stuff that I want to run. It's the actual legwork of getting it into a VTT that is just like, oh God, like, I know that you live for that art, or at least it seems it does from the outside looking in. Like, you do seem to generally enjoy it. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But
No. I like it. What I like is when I'm running it, like knowing most of the stuff is at my fingertips, so I can keep it moving. So I like that. I like sort of that security of.
We are really like fucking Goldilocks over here because I need at least either to push them in, or like when I was working on Swords of the Serpentine, there's not a module for it. But everything is there. So the thing that matters to me is having fully fledged out items so your character sheet can be complete. I do literally mean armor and weapons and those things, but also traits and boons and the different abilities, so you don't like have to manually mechanically figure out how to get a spell in here.
Nice
but then like and when it comes to like tables I need to consult, no, I don't bring that shit in. So.
Right. I'll do roll tables. The thing I think I do spend too much time on that I need to get away from is I will also build into the VTT like stuff for character creation, but you do that once, or in Pathfinder's case, twice. But yeah, so I need to ease off on, and focus more on like, hey, it's really about like game time stuff. You know, like character creation. Don't worry about it. You can fudge that.
Fuck, man, I want to play more Pathfinder. Like, I'm excited for Symbaroum. I'm excited for whatever Art's got cooking, because we know a little bit of what he's cooking. I'm excited to run Deadlands. Fuck, I can't. That'll be the first system we go back to, I think, as a repeat system, and I cannot wait.
Pathfinder? Yeah. Oh, you think so, huh?
I mean, I do. Knowing how much fun all three of us...
we'll do the 3 character thing again. 1, I think it needs it in Pathfinder, and 2, I want to participate.
It'll be time for
Kingmaker.
Yeah, it's Kingmaker time. Like, we'll just rotate GMs and play Kingmaker for 25 years.
I'm gonna send you guys a new Forge link if you just want to hop into that game.
Okay, so get out of the one.
No, oh my gosh, I was kidding. I was going to send you the fucking Kingmaker link.
Oh, it's the Pathfinder.
It's time to get into Pathfinder.
It's the Kingmaker module.
Yeah. That's what we've been doing this whole time.
Nope, it's not. We're stuck in. We're not stuck in Symbaroum. That's the thing. Like, we're talking about it, and it's just like I love. You know what my dream. I think I mentioned this last time, but like my dream now is Symbaroum in the Pathfinder setting, because that would allow dark fantasy Pathfinder. Not that you can't do dark fantasy Pathfinder, it's just not meant. It's not crafted with that in mind.
Right.
And I know you shared some resources of like dark fantasy, and others have shared dark fantasy resources for Pathfinder on the Discord, but like I just want these 18 books right here. I want those to be dark fantasy. That's what I want.
Hey, baby. Dark fantasy is a state of mind.
That's right.
You got peanut butter in my chocolate.
Speaking of dark fantasy, do we have some business to take care of?
We do. Are you guys ready for tonight's trivia?
Let's get going.
Always.
I am very excited. Oh, geez. Sorry. Okay. Fixed it.
Oh, wait. Are we recording?
Because I'm very excited and I want to get this baby started.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Are you ready for tonight's trivia?
Always.
One-Eyed Jacks is a pivotal location in the Twin Peaks lore. Now, I don't know if I've asked this before, so I apologize. The head madam of One-Eyed Jacks goes by Blackie,
Mm-hmm.
But what is her full alias?
I will guess as final answer because I do not know. I will say Queen of Spades, but I honestly don't remember. So that's what I'll say is my. That's way too heavy of snow. I don't know.
Okay, so we got Queen of Spades as Matt's final answer. Patrick.
We're gonna go with Blackbird Singing in the Dead of Night.
All right, and Blackbird Singing in the Dead of the Night. Classic Zeppelin. No, not really. The correct answer is the Black Rose, which ties into the Blue Rose, the Black Rose.
Does it tie in, or is that just a coincidence?
I don't think it's literally, but I think thematically behind the scenes, I think. And then as a bonus question, what happens to her? What is her ultimate fate?
She's not the one who gets turned into a doorknob.
No, that's Josie.
No.
She's killed.
And let me know when you're on your final answer.
I don't think that she gets killed, does she? Isn't she one of the ones that kind of gets out?
Gets out of what?
Doesn't she get a new alias and like flee?
I'm gonna say she dies.
She turns into a log.
Wow, I need to rewatch. Holy shit.
Well, that's what we were trying to.
It's true.
Okay. So, Patrick, did you give a final answer?
Yeah, it turns into a doorknob. Sure, why not? I know she's not.
Okay, so we got turns into a doorknob, and Matt's she dies. The correct answer is she dies.
And she is killed by. She's murdered. Correct.
There's been a murder.
She's murdered by. Why can I never remember his name? Norma's ex-husband.
That is incorrect. She's actually killed by Jean Reno, brother of Jacques Reno. And what I like about his entry on the Twin Peaks fandom wiki is Jean Reno was a charming yet ruthless Canadian criminal. Now, ruthless Canadian are not two words that often go together, but I'll allow it. So there you go. So Jean Reno
looks not identical, but very similar to Norma's husband.
Yes, they look uncannily alike. Yes, but no relation.
But still wrong answer.
Yes.
There's another person that doesn't like Jacques stands out because it's Jacques Renault. And he's so fundamental in like the early stuff. Jean Renault is someone that doesn't like immediately pop into mind. Like I think of James's mistress that he rides off to and lives with before I think of Jean Renault.
I would agree. Yeah, because Jean Renault, unless I'm misremembering, like Jacques is such a clear standout and so integral to the story that Jean Renault feels very in the background to me.
Exactly. I would agree 100%. Fuck, we need to rewatch this show. Because now I can't wait for James's fucking summer camp. Just kidding. It's the fucking worst part of the series.
Yeah, we just need to schedule a time.
Which I don't believe Patrick has seen the worst part of the series.
He has not.
Yeah.
Okay, no, Patrick, that part you didn't like, that's the better part.
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't not like it. It was.
That's the good part.
I enjoyed the show. Season 1 was great, and the 2 episodes of season 2 that I watched were fantastic.
Yeah, it gets rough. It gets real rough.
That's fair.
In the best ways.
I mean, it's a cult classic, right? Like,
yeah, that's fair. All right.
Well, this has been fun, guys. We'll see you.
Damn it, Patrick! Took my joke. All right. Who's ready to play Symbaroum?
Yes,
I am. All in.
Okay. So we will resume back in the desecrated but now cleaned Church of Prios. And if you recall, you cleared this area out, and Sister Frida challenged both of you again, calling into question your loyalty, your devotion, and your willingness to take up a fight, even if it means going against what you've known, which is the Holy Order of the Church of Prios. And she challenged you, and you both seemed to accept, and she hinted at it may be time to rebuild anew. Perhaps it's time to disrobe of the black cloaks and arise and be something that is pure and untainted by whatever darkness has been festering in the church, and arise anew in the pure light of Prios. So that was a suggestion. She did warn both of you that as you move forward, no one can be trusted. And those hinges, which no one has lubed up since the church has been cleaned, squeaked open again. And in walked a blind maiden. You know she's blind because she's wearing a blindfold. And in steps with her is a very large man. He's well armed. He's armored. And as he steps in, he places his hand on the hilt of his sword. And she spoke up and she says, I am Irina of Karim, and I seek the holy light of Prios. And that's where we faded to black. Now, before I forget, I would like both of you to please go ahead and mark 3 experience from kind of the first wave of the adventure is done. And how we've never talked about this, but very briefly, how experience works in Symbaroum is at the end of a chunk of an adventure, you get experience for each challenge you overcame. So the wolves, the Jakars, the guys outside, and the guys inside.
Okay, so 3 points. There we go. Entered it into my character sheet.
There you go. Okay. So she steps in. What do you guys do?
Well, I turn, because we were just having a moment with Frida.
It was an intense moment. I mean, that moment was really a test of what are we doing here, and are we committed to what we are doing here?
Right. It was sort of like, it's time to make a decision. Either we go all in or we walk away. And I think we decided to go all in. Mm-hmm. And so the idea of all of a sudden we're all turning and I just no, we're closed. No, not really. Ebrel turns to the guests, and then I turn to Frida, and I sort of shrug, and I turn to her and I'm like, do you know these people?
I think before you turn to an asker, you both know that, and we talked about this, beyond the up the mountain is one of the most holy sites for the followers of Prios. It's said to be where Prios' flame baptizes the world, where Prios' light first shines and where Prios first descended upon this world. You are a pilgrimage site, although it is rare because the journey up here is hard. It is far from any civilization, and you either have to take a long way around or trek through part of the forest. But devoted pilgrims do make the pilgrimage to this site.
Okay. And so, sorry, Patrick, were you about to say something?
I was just going to turn and just very, very calmly say, welcome to Castle Uberholt, or Cloister Uberholt. Are you pilgrims on the journey?
Aye, brother. The journey has left me weary. And Egon kind of steps in front of her and she says, forgive me. This is my traveling companion, Brother Egon. We are pilgrims here, hoping to find refuge against the cold before making the ascent. And she bows slightly.
Oh, I think Yaric would bow elaborately but poorly. And
And she can't see you.
Exactly. So, but we're going through the motions here, and I would say, please have a seat. Our hospitality may be slightly less than we would usually expect these days, but we will do what we can to keep you warm and comfortable against the cold winter night.
It is so cold in here. And as she kind of takes a seat, Brother Egon helps her down, and then he whispers something to her, and he walks towards the three of you.
Brother Egon?
What has happened here? And he says it so she cannot hear.
I think I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I'd turn to Ebrel and Frida, because I might mess up this conversation.
Is there anything we notice about him that would tell us he's, in the know, he's familiar? Like, is there something about his outfit, his clothes? Is there something?
Yeah, great question. Why don't you give me a resolute? Shit. Why don't you give me I want to play to your strengths here. Let's do resolute.
I was gonna say it might be tough. Okay, yeah, resolute. Failed by a margin of 7.
Patrick, why don't you? I mean, you go ahead and roll 2.
Okay, that's my best skill. Hooray! Yeah,
Nice.
that's a 1, listeners, which is a result margin of 14.
Patrick, what you notice is he is wearing. Oh, it should have been vigilance. I'm sorry, but that's fine. It's okay.
I'm resolutely vigilant.
What you notice is he is armed, but he's also dressed in a way. Ignore the picture for now. At least his traveling cloaks and his clothes right now are dressed to appear to look more like a pilgrim. But you see, like, the swords. You notice his hand on his sword, which has not left the hilt, and it is fine embroidery with inlays. And the hilt, not the hilt. What's the top of a sword called?
The hilt.
Oh, what's the scabbard?
The pommel.
What's the The pommel. Yeah. So he's been on the pommel. The hilt is. God damn it.
His hand is on the pommel of his sword.
Yeah. Okay. The scabbard is. He's not disguised his scabbards either, which are probably have some jewels set in, maybe some gold embroidery, those types of things. So you're getting the impression that he's disguised himself to play down his appearance, but you suspect there's very obviously more to this guy than what he wants his outward appearance to appear to be.
So. I think Yaric would come in close for conference, because he's picking up on the fact that he's hushed tones with his lady in waiting, and I would lean in and say, "We've only just reclaimed the chapel from the filth that had infested it. Our order has been shattered, and we are but 3 left in the order. The grounds are clear. You are safe. But this is the only clean and sanctified area in the entire cloister at the moment."
You give me my word it is safe here?
On Prios's son.
Listen, if it's not, and anything happens to her, you'll have me to answer.
You can take my left eye and my left hand.
Oh, I will take far more than that, brother.
Fair. I like the cut of your giblet.
If it's all the same to you, I would not like to shatter my lady's impression of what she thinks we wanted.
We are more than capable of playing the game.
Very good. And he'll start talking in a normal voice now. And quarters for the night.
Yes, we have decided that there's a small infestation of bed bugs in the main quarters currently. We'll be sleeping in the cloister, the chapel itself, for the.
I was gonna say there is this church is partially built into the mountain, and so behind the altar there is a quarters. It's very small.
We'll be sleeping.
Not for the masters or the head brothers, but maybe like the head of like religious ceremonies stayed in those quarters. So there is sleeping quarters behind the altar, but it's like one bed.
That's fine. The lady of the pilgrim can have it. It's fine.
Oh. Okay. So you're just telling them like, yeah, we have quarters. I don't.
Yeah. No, you guys are good.
Okay.
Brother Ebor. I will abscond to the kitchens to prepare something. I'll leave these fine Prius-worthy travelers in your wonderful, capable, soft, supple hands.
My hands haven't known a hard day with work yet. So this is an interesting moment. Ebrel is sort of, because again, we just had that intense moment. We're all ready to go with revenge and slitting throats. Mm-hmm. But this is a nice moment to remind Ebrel that that's not our purpose. You know, our purpose is serving Prios, and there are bigger things than just wandering the countryside and exacting revenge. So this is sort of a good reminder to help Ebrel like refocus on the true purpose of all of this. So Ebrel goes over and, asks if he may guide the pilgrim to her quarters. And, I'm sort of nodding to
Egon,
yeah.
Can you see the names when you hover over? I can. Sorry.
No.
Okay. Let me change the token.
Right. So, and I'm just sort of nodding to Egon, like, take
wink,
a look.
Wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. And see if it meets. And, and if he's willing to like crash on the floor and give her which I assumed he was, but.
Oh, that is most kind. And your name, brother?
Brother Ebrel.
Oh, Brother Ebrel. My name is... And she hesitates for a moment, and then she says, Sister Elrina. It is a pleasure to meet you. It is so quiet here. I would expect much more... hustle and bustle.
Yes. It's a quiet winter day here. At the
Cloister
church at the Cloister. Yeah. And I don't know, were we able to truly, like, all the combat, the dead, like, all that's been sanitized? It's just, it looks like it's been ruined,
stacked
right?
like boardwood in the corner.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what Egon is looking at. Is he just basically seeing like a church in disrepair, or is he able to tell like,
He sees a church in disrepair. I assumed you guys burned the bodies and those types of things, so maybe there was smoldering behind the church.
Okay.
But I would say that you guys, you spent basically all day on this, the funeral for the funeral and cleaning the church. So he sees it as it's presented. There is the
symbol on the floor.
The symbol on the floor, yeah.
Yeah. And so I sort of catch his eye and sort of point to that, and I say, Sister Arena, and now am I able to tell, like, is she wearing like clothes of the Order of Prios, or does it seem like a different religious sect?
No, she's wearing robes of Prios.
Okay.
But her hair is very fine, and she also smells of. I'm gonna say, like, she has a floral scent to her, and after a journey like this, like, you would not expect that. Like, someone would be very ripe.
Right. Yeah. So I say, Sister Arena, let me take you to your quarters, and once I know you're comfortable, if you'll permit me to talk with Egon for a little bit, and make sure you have everything you need.
Egon gives you a puzzling look, but he slips you a nod, and she says, Brother Ebrel, thank you so much for your hospitality. What is it that you do here?
Oh, I'm very young and early in my service to Prios.
Are you the potato gardener or the yeah.
How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I was hoping to speak to the head priest or priestess before retiring this evening. I know it's late, and I know everyone has probably taken to their chambers. That is not you?
No. I'm but a humble young servant, lowly and early in my service to Prios. I'll see if I can get the head priestess to come by shortly.
I was about to say, is this when, like, I come waltzing back in with, like, a couple of bowls of, like, lentil soup or something, something that we've definitely just scrounged up from my pack outside.
Who just came in? Who is this?
Your high pilgrimess. I'm sorry, what was her name again? Arena. Mistress Arena, Sister Arena. I am Brother Yaric. May I interest you in some fine lentil soup from the kitchens?
Oh, most pleased. In your role, what do you do here? I'm so fascinated by this. You see, this is the first time that Mother and Father have let me venture this far. And this world, it's so dark and scary, but so, when I feel Prios' light upon me, I just feel in tune with this world. Such a curious world we live in.
You haven't the slightest. If this is your first time venturing beyond the walls of your city, you are in for all the world that Prios' light touches. Every nook and cranny gives you some different appreciation for, as he's like eyeing the smoke from the smoldering bodies. A new appreciation for each breath that you take, dear child. As to what I do, and I like look at Ebor and I look at Frida.
Are you the head priest? Are you master of this cluster?
No, that would be High Priestess Frida, and I like shoot Frida a glance from across.
Frida raises her eyebrow.
Like, our High Priestess will be more than happy to visit you in your chambers. She is tending to setting the altar for tomorrow morning's prayers currently.
And praise be to Prios.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Brother Yaric.
High Priestess Frida will be with you by 2 strikes of the bell.
Sister Arena, Master Egon, we are pleased to have you here in our humble church. I was convening before you came in with some of the elders of the church, and she glares at both of you. We must see to church business, and then I would be happy to share a warm bowl of soup.
You'd like to exit stage.
Please, Brother Egon, do you mind taking just through here? And they'll kind of go off. Like, Brother Egon's like very puzzled and concerned.
Mm-hmm. So Yaric looks at Frida and says, "Congratulations on your promotion, sister."
Yes, but you're damn fools. You are not a young boy anymore, Ebrel. Yaric, you are not just a humble servant.
I didn't claim to be.
The future rests upon us. It is time we start adopting those roles and making decisions as if we are going to accomplish something.
If the three of us are to survive as an order, one of us that has the most experience in all of the liturgy and the highest up among us from the ashes of the previous Twilight Friars should in fact be the High Priestess. Unfortunately, Prios has shoved you into that role, dear Frida. Now, I am more than happy to take on the responsibilities of accounting and the day-to-day running of the cloister. As far as a bookkeeping standpoint, I've spent a lot of time with the books and under previous regimes. However, the forward-facing, not my forte, sister. That should definitely be one of you two. Nose goes.
Is this how you feel, brother Ebrel?
I confess, you're right. I need to transcend beyond how I picture myself as a young boy, but practically speaking, there are a lot of things I don't know. And while I'm happy to be the eyes and the ears of this new order above the table, because I'm pretty stealthy, I don't know if I know the will of Prios well enough to feel confident in my decisions on Prios's behalf.
It sounds as if you have not read the core rulebook. No.
Is there something
the most interesting, brothers? One, I think you underestimate your own capabilities. But if this is your will, I will accept this position with honor. But I will not oversee this venture alone. You too must adopt positions of power and leadership if we are to flourish. Brother Ebrel, you say you wish to be the eyes and the ears of this organization. You have big shoes to fill, but you shall replace Brother Andre as Master of Arms.
I was about to step forward and say, Sister Frida, I believe...
She turns on you. Brother Yaric.
Yes, Sister Frida.
Proceed.
I merely meant to step forward and say that Brother Ebrel is the natural replacement as the Master of Arms and leader of our future defenses and the strong arm of Prios, where you are the caring and where you are the guiding hand, the guiding left hand of Prios. Ebrel shall be the mighty right fist of Prios, while I am but.
She walks up to you, and she takes your tunic, and she just rips it, and exposes all of your tattoos and etchings. And you, Brother Yaric, who have already given so much of your body and soul to Prios, you do not think that you are most resolute, are most devoted? I do not question Brother Ebrel's commitment, but you sell yourself short, Brother Yaric. You too must take responsibility.
Oh, I do not shirk responsibility. I am merely trying to assign each of us what I think we should be as three equals in this new organization and this new priory. I think that the three of us should be assigned to where our strengths lie. Again, Brother Ebrel is the strong right hand. You are the shepherd, the guiding hand for our flock, and I will be the mind that helps raise this cloister from its current state. And I look around, like I point up to the ceiling that's collapsed in. Do you wish to organize the workers and the labor to fix the steeple? Does Ebrel qualify as one to count the beans and move the stores? No, somebody has to do the grinding paperwork and grease the wheels of bureaucracy. Even though there are only 3 of us, there will be more, and they will demand food and pay. Will they not?
This is true, Brother Yaric.
Again, the quartermaster, for lack of a better phrase, will be a necessary, if not glorious, phrase. And
What you propose is 3 parts of the church, where not one of us lead, but the 3 of us lead. Share responsibility. This may work, Brother Yaric, but I'm curious. 1, Brother Ebrel, what are your thoughts? And 2, if your mind is so up for this task, Brother Yaric, what do you feel should be our first duty and responsibility to this church and sacred land of Prios?
I'll turn to Ebrel and say, your thoughts first, Brother Ebrel?
So Ebrel thinks, and this isn't how things were done in the olden days before the whole cloister was burned to the ground. But
and look where that got our brothers, Brother Ebrel.
Right, and so I'm sort of nodding and I'm thinking along those lines, and I'm like, yeah, no, I think a radical shift in direction is needed because we have to adapt to the times, and the times are far more against us than I think we realized. I think we grew complacent, and we need to check each other to make sure our light doesn't dim when it's most important.
A well-spoken brother, and well-spoken sister. And to answer your question, the most important is to grow our numbers currently. Our flock is but 3 right now. We must fill this church in a wide, kind of over the hand. This church, this cloister, this temple is empty. We cannot proceed further if we don't have a flock to help us tend to our works. That is our first order of business. Fill the church. Begin the work, the long road to building Cloister Umberhold from the ashes is taken one step at a time, and one set of praying hands at a time.
Brother Yaric, Brother Ebrel, Cloister Umberhold is no more. I think it is time we abandon those shackles and rise from the ashes anew, with a new vision of the Church of Prios, one that teaches his teachings, sings his praise, and brings his blessing to all. The holy flames of Prios burn heresy to ash. Brothers, we must remember that from the fires of Prios's ash we come, and from the ash we rise. From the light of Prios we are reborn.
You are correct, sister. All things return to ash, and all things are born anew from those ashes. As but children, we must go out into this world and rebuild from these ashes. Hey, I know a really good name for a band now.
And so with that, I turn to Sister Frida, and I'm like, I agree. Like the idea of, no longer being shackled is appealing, but, can we, what does it mean to the service of Prios not to have some way of helping those who wish to worship get up to the most holiest of places? Do you think we can hand this off? Do you think we should see if Sister Irina is willing to take over and free us to serve in a way that's more appropriate?
As you start to say that, from behind you, perhaps, Brother Ebrel, you would allow me to speak for myself.
My apologies, sister. And I sort of take a step back and bow, even though again she can't see. I'm doing sort of polite formalities.
She bows. She curtsies back.
Oh shit!
You must forgive Brother Egon, as he, and let's just say like more time passed in that conversation, right? Like you guys fleshed out some details and started drafting some bylaws.
So yeah,
and whatnot.
Yaric's got the pen out. He's like, we're scratching away at
Right.
at the HOA laws.
She says, Brother Egon underestimates what I can still see. And in my world of darkness, never has the light of Prios shined so bright. I could not help but overhear the three of you. The world in which we live has forgotten, has abandoned, or chooses to ignore or blaspheme, thank you, the way of Prios. Maybe deserved, maybe not. I yet not know what has happened on this most holy ground, but when I hear the three of you talk, I hear unwavering commitment to the Church of Prios. And she steps in the middle of the three of you, and she takes off her traveler's cloak and her traveler's tunic and whatever, and she shows ornate. She's wearing like an ornate dress, like something for traveling, but it's fancy. You get my point. I am Princess Irina of Karim. I have left my kingdom and devoted my soul to the will and church of Prios. And I can think of no better place, no place more needed of my service anywhere than for me to be here with you. If what you say is true, if your commitment is true, I reavow my pledge to Prios, and I shall too serve this cluster. And she bows.
And so Ebrel sort of looks at her with, because clearly, she is devout and we are devout. And so there's a respect that I sort of instantly taken on. And I'm like, Your Highness Princess, you should know, you can probably sense certain things, but something's gone wrong here. And we don't know all the answers as to what has happened. And as much as I want you to be able to serve Prios, just understand that there are mysteries that we haven't solved, and we don't know what's coming.
The work of Prios is a mystery, brother. If you were to ask my father, if you were to ask Egon, they would tell you that I was not meant to be a sun keeper. But I can think of no honor greater than to be here to serve the three of you beside the flame of Prios. God is ever merciful. My gratitude lies with him, and my service lies with you. If you have me, I am yours now. And that's to all three of you.
Okay. And while she's saying all this, I look over my shoulder to Egon just to make sure, like, is there some recognition on his face? Like, because he can see what's around. And I was just sort of tipping our hand, like, something happened here that's bad. And is he sort of understanding, like...
He's, like, perched up against the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a look of resignation. And, like, my hands are tied. Like, you try. Like, good luck trying to talk her out of this, buddy. Like, we just marched hundreds of kilometers around the outskirts of the Davakar forest. Kareem is on the far side of this land, near the coast. Like, you try telling her that she's not committed or should be afraid. And you see him, you see that face, and I think you process it. It's clear. And he steps forward. And he says, for as long as she remains safe, I too shall assist where I can. But the second anything happens to her, you have me to deal with.
And that's above the table. That's the trick, because something could happen to her. Now that's why I was trying to, like, gauge if he understood.
That's the trick in Dark Souls 3 too.
Yeah, like I'm trying to gauge if he understands. Like, no, she is in danger here, and it's not our fault. Tell
him that. I mean,
yeah, maybe that's it. So I sort of turn and I look to Sister Frida and Yaric, and I'm like, giving him a nod, like, is it okay to, do you think we can trust them?
Yeah, Yaric's like mixing the Kool-Aid for this whole, like, yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, I trust you.
Okay. And so then I turn to Egon. I'm like, look, Egon, I don't know, obviously, Princess, your devotion to Prios is unquestioned, but how much do you know of the church, and how much do you know of the Twilight Friars?
Oh, the reputation of the Twilight Friars is certainly well known. It is said that their blades are pointed inwards to the church. But you, brothers, from what I've heard, and the light that I can sense from Prios, and Egon rolls his eyes, right? Like, his devotion is to her, and she has just thrown herself, not literally at your feet, but pretty damn close, to 3 complete strangers who she just, like, heard form a church.
Right.
You are not Black Cloaks, brothers. I think where the will of Prios directs you, you will do what is just and honorable. There are rumors of darkness festering. Oh, puppy alert. Festering in the depths of the Church of Prios. And honestly, brothers, that makes me sick. As those who are malformed, different, unaccepted, live in the outskirts, live in the wilds, huddle, hide themselves. The heads of the church get fat and wealthy, and tempt themselves with corrupt and dark artifacts from that awful forest? No. I have no respect for the church, brother. The Church of Prios has not been present in Kareem for many years. Only the true servants of Prios are who I serve.
Well,
And the church abandoned Prios long ago.
Of that, we are of one mind. You know, Princess, you can't see, but maybe you can sense.
I am sister.
Sister. Of course, sister. This church and this cloister somewhat recently has come under attack, and we don't know by whom, and we don't know why. And I absolutely welcome, you know, your devotion to Prios, but understand that, you know, you're accepting a mantle that isn't quite defined.
Isn't it, brother? The mantle I accept is a mantle that is bathed in the glowing light of Prios' flame.
Sister, if I may interject, what Brother Ebrel is stating is that we literally just wrote the bylaws about 10 minutes before you walked out.
I heard. I understand. Again, do not underestimate what I can and cannot see, what I can and cannot perceive. Prios' light shines bright in this room, on your face, and she touches Brother Yaric, and on your face, and she touches Brother Ebrel, and yours. And she nods towards Sister Frida, who's, 5 meters away from her, and hasn't said a peep or moved. Is deadly silent. This is I have full faith this is the true work of Prios. And I will continue to pray that I am not wrong. But I do put my full faith and trust in the three of you. And what I have heard tonight, what you seek to accomplish, is the truest proclamation of Prios' mission. Truer than any sermon or teachings from the church. I have full faith. You will not let me down.
And so I turn to Egon, and I'm like, Egon, I imagine you understand what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what's coming.
Listen, you tried reasoning with her. The only thing you need to be sure of is that she stays safe. Know that my loyalty is to her. It's to the lady. And as long as our goals are aligned, we won't have a problem.
So, Yaric is over with his pen and paper still with the HOA laws. And he on another sheet of paper, he's got church edicts underlined. And one is, 1, rebuild church. 2, second order of business, assign and collect funny hats for all 3 key positions. I've just recently written 3, protect the lady, or protect princess, period. 4, or 3A, watch out for big guy.
And that's like above the table. That's the trick, is like, we might not be here to protect her. And he's sort of like, hey dude, as long as nothing, I'm like, I might not be here to, like, it's sort of on him, I think, is what I was trying to.
I think Yaric will.
I understand that you.
Oh, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Go ahead. Finish your thought, Patrick.
I was just gonna say I'll step up, which Frida ripped open my shirt like 5 minutes ago, and I'm like, so I'm like bare chested, all tatted up, Johnny Depp,
cutting diamonds because it's cold as hell in that church.
And these things are like 2 inches long, like they are just obscenely. Anyway, yeah. So I step forward and I slowly just touch the face of Igor, and I say, "Brother, we will do what we can to protect our new sister, and you, brother, are the 5th member of our clergy."
I understand your concerns, and while you have, and he takes your hand off his face, while you have business that takes you away, perhaps I could be of service.
That's the spirit.
So I think what he is volunteering himself to be is perhaps head of internal security.
I was about to say, I whip around. Brother Igor, you've lost your job. You'll have to find a new title. Congratulations, your position has been eliminated and reconsolidated into the new Department of Internal Big Boy Security. Janitorial is still open.
Arena, if I may not be too forward, I would be so honored, and a tear falls from under her blindfold, to serve as the Sun Keeper for this holy church. Now, the Sun Keeper is a position of extreme importance. So if Sister Frida is the head of the spiritual side of the church, if that's the position you guys want to take, then the Sun Keeper is like the master of ceremonies, is supposed to be, if Sister Frida is the head of the religious side, in the Church of Prios, the Sun Keeper is in the ceremony and pomp, all that stuff is the connection to Prios. Prios's will and way is supposed to flow through the Sun Keeper. It's a big deal to have that role.
I would turn to Frida at that point and be like, you good with that? And like,
Frida's an NPC, you need to decide.
Yeah, I sort of give it a nod, I look at Frida and I'm like,
Frida, she's good with that. Frida needs as much help as she can as our head priestess.
Yeah, I think this would make Arena the head priestess, and then kind of Frida the more administrative side of that, I guess, maybe.
Okay. That's fine. We're sketching out the org chart. Yep.
Yeah. We'll come up with titles.
I was gonna say we'll parking lot that and circle back.
And Arena just lets out a gasp of joy and relief. I've been told I was unfit to be Sun Keeper. And I can think of no bigger blessing. Thank you, brothers.
Prios has his ways. Prios works in mysterious but very bright ways.
This church. We children of the Sun God. We will do great things.
It doesn't quite roll off,
Brother Yaric.
I think
not quite. I was workshopping.
Right. Now we had signs and T-shirts ordered already. We've placed the order, darling. It's children of the. Fuck. What did we say it was?
Ashen Sun.
Yes, children of the Ashen Sun. Yes, that's what we've workshopped.
Sister Frida says, "I like it."
Yeah. And then she throws her idea on the pile of menus, the Sunrise Friars. And
Sunrise Friars was fucking one of the best things we've ever said on this podcast. And Patrick saying, like, tucking away the menus. I'll never forget it.
It's okay, guys. You're not ready for this.
Instead of little crosses, it's just little spatulas.
It's just sunny side. Instead of coins when you're dying, you get little sunny side eggs.
Sunnyside eggs. Sunnyside eggs. You were like the orange, the flame. Receive the yolk.
The blessings be upon you. Guys, I've decided that we're not going to run a church. I've decided that it's more financially prudent of us to run a bed and breakfast / diner.
Brother Yaric.
Yes.
If Sister Irina is to serve as head priestess as the Sunkeeper, perhaps I could be the quartermaster, and you did prepare that soup. Perhaps you'd like to be head chef?
Ah, that's perfect. Yes.
No.
Yes, chef.
Sister Frida sits up. She goes, well, this certainly progressed quickly, but this gives me hope. Irina says, Mistress, I believe with Prios's first light tomorrow, we shall have a service. We shall re-sanctify this land, we shall bless the leaders of this church, and we shall baptize this church anew. I will see all of you in the morning before sunrise. And Irina turns to go.
And I sort of give a bow and until sunrise.
So they'll go back into the sleeping quarters. We have much work to do tomorrow.
I was about to say, she just gave us orders, and she's been a member of the club for all of about 2 minutes, and she's already telling us what time to wake up for church in the morning. Like,
I think that was kind of a question to Frida, and Frida gave a nod and said, yeah, we have church in the morning. So
I'm like, Sister Frida, we're a new church, and we had all of the levity to decide when exactly services are going to be handled, and you chose sunrise. I'd like to just have a moment to, maybe we can workshop that in the future, and maybe set it for maybe like 10:30 service would be great moving forward.
Yeah, a non-starter here. Kind of the tradition for this part is that as the receiver of the first light of Prios, as one of the highest peaks in the land, it was always sunrise service.
Right. Maybe we could do sunset services. Something a little bit later in the afternoon.
Sunset service when Prios light abandons us.
Right. But we can keep the light in the church. It can be metaphorical, lovely. Right, and we can serve breakfast for dinner. It's all coming.
She pats your cheek. Brother, I distinctly recall that you had a chance to be head of the church.
Right, I'm just very bad at that.
Why don't you get started on making sure we don't all starve to death? I noticed you offered up a last.
I was about to say, I pull up a single sack of rice. I'm like, well, there we go. Job done for at least 2-3 days. I better start writing.
Sister Frida scoops up the bag of rice and she goes, "Tell me how those cultists taste. I'll see you in the morning."
Should have seen that coming.
So it's just the two of you in the church.
Well, today was eventful.
Yes, I feel like good steps were taken in service of Prios, but I just worry that things are so uncertain, and I don't know if Egon, as valiant as he might be, is going to be enough to protect what might be coming for Sister Trina.
Egon walks by. Sorry, forgot my canteen. Don't mind me. All right.
And I'm like,
Mother Egon, do not forget that it's sunrise service tomorrow. Followed by breakfast in
trust
the...
me. I've escorted Our Lady in the Gardens every morning at sunrise for the last 20 years. Trust me. Very familiar.
Sweet Brios, peace be upon you.
Sorry. Proceed, Art.
No. And then I
couldn't resist.
And so I turned to Yaric, and I'm like, so given that, what do you think we should do? What should be our first step? Do we talk to Sister Frida and see if we start scouring the land for information? Is there something? What do you think or is there something more local? Have we searched the church?
Yeah,
the grounds. We did, I think.
I do think we searched the grounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to send out riders or ravens or whatever, or we need to go find the closest village and just start hey guys, come on down to church service tomorrow at sunrise. Afterwards there'll be a cake bake-off, and we really need to stir the pot, and we don't need to give taxes out, but we'd certainly appreciate you donating to our Patreon.
I'm just nervous because I above the table I thought Sister Frida, we don't know who we can trust. We can't trust anyone.
Correct.
And so I'm nervous. It's sort of like competing purposes. We need to fill the church again, but we don't know who let them in the first time.
You don't know who let them in the first time, and also your Cloister served as a protectorate, and so a lot of supplies and money flowed here as part of you keep us safe, you overlook these lands, because we're outside the realm of why can I never remember the name of where'd my map scene go? Shit, sorry. Basically the swamplands. There is a
Oh my God, Michael Myers
near the Keros Fen is about the nearest actual place that's still civilized. New Barathor just north of there, but you guys lie north of those marshes, and so anything that's kind of in the forest or at the very the steps of these mountains turns to you, and there maybe we'll just say there's a few small villages, and you knew that you had relations in the past.
Okay, so maybe a first step, maybe after the service tomorrow, we can head to the village. Twofold. One, to sort of spread the light of Prios, but two, maybe we start finding had there been somebody staying at the inn, we start trying to figure out these people came from somewhere.
Did you have an army stay at your inn about 3 months ago?
Or if not that, did they use the village to take quarter before they invaded? Was there somebody who looked shifty 3.5 months ago?
Is that
was sort of
picture on the bar, as in the tavern?
Exactly.
As in...
Now you get it.
Yeah, I agree. We can twofold this. We can hand out pamphlets. We can stir up some local favor.
And I feel like what happened here was big enough that even if news isn't getting to the Black Cloaks, did people understand that?
I meant to bring that up with
the
Arena.
Neighbors definitely know.
Did they hear something, so to speak?
There's been no you guys haven't heard that though. It's this is so swept under the rug. I meant to bring it up with Arena, and that's on me. Asking for more information because there has been no word. No one knows of this. How do you sweep under the rug the death of dozens of devoted servants and a place of it's going to come out eventually, but in these winter months not many pilgrims make the trek.
So then it's maybe we need to keep that under wraps. Maybe people need to think, because again, we're the protectorate of the area. Like, I don't want this whole feudal system to collapse just because, we got besieged and murdered. Like,
yeah. I think maybe so I say that, and like maybe the locals kind of have to know. I mean, I say that out loud. Like,
they had to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah, the neighbors know.
Like, did they?
Yeah, because one, no one's protecting them, no one's collecting, but it hasn't made it to like the civilized world.
Oh shit!
Is I think what makes the most.
You said
sense.
Nobody's collecting. Does that mean that I get to go collect? I get to go collect back taxes in this village? I'm sure that'll go.
You can try. Yeah. You and what army?
Right.
Oh, too soon. But that's, I was just sort of like, as we set up our, proverbial murder board, I'm trying to like, okay, so how do we like work back the steps? Like the army got here 3 months ago and wrecked us. 3 months and 2 weeks ago, they were somewhere, because it wasn't just a trivial force. And then 2 weeks before that, sort of that idea. So, what their last step was here. What was the step before that? Was it the nearby village, or was it, if it wasn't, that means we can eliminate that. And then we scour
go to the next village,
in a different direction. Yeah.
I'd like to, there's 2 competing cork boards going up in the center of in the church basement right now. One arts over stringing red thread between like, and if they were here on this day, it means that they walked at 3 1/4 miles per hour. And mine on the other side is like, okay, if I have 7 potatoes, can I people for 6 weeks on that? Like,
yeah. Well, it checks out because Master of Arms and fucking like Master Bookkeeper, Quartermaster, all of that in one. Like, you guys have you now have stepped into your different concerns, which I love, and I think is excellent. But before we talk about that further, let's go to. Oops.
I'm going to need feudal interest rates so we can take out a home equity loan on the church.
Let's go to Sunrise.
Oh God!
All right.
And let me get tokens here. Now, as a reminder, there's no way I expect you guys to remember this. I put the calls and responses of the church in in the chat. So you don't have to participate if you want. Sorry about the mic blow up there. Who am I missing? Oh, I'm missing Arena. Oh no, she's doing the thing again.
I've found a suitably large hat for Frida. That she absolutely hates.
There we go. Okay. So, I'll say it's something like this.
All right, you can sit right next to me there, buddy.
What did you guys ever say the name out loud?
I don't know if we did.
Okay, that's all right. But you guys both like that name, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like. Yeah, I think you guys chose. That got me horned up on several fronts. That's fine.
Patrick, did you know the connection to Ashes and Dark Souls 3, or is that just
coincidence? I have no
coincidence?
idea about anything Dark Souls 3.
Got it. Okay, sorry. Go on.
As I mentioned, the church runs east to west. The altar sits on the eastern end of the church, and this altar sits in front of a large window that was once filled with ornate stained glass. It now stands wide and gaping, and it looks over the valley of mountains towards the east. And you can see the outside, the light begins to grow, but the sun has not crested the mountains yet. Arena raises her hand, and she says, "The shadows stir."
Brios watches.
where darkness festers,
The light must pierce,
the truth is a flame.
and those who hide in the shadow shall be burned.
She turns to look at the four of you and she says, the holy flames of Prios burn to ash. Remember, from the fires of Prios, ash we become, and from the ash we rise. From the light of Prios we are reborn. From the ashes we rise. From the ashes we receive the holy flame of Prios. From the holy flame of Prios we cast light upon all darkness, and we reveal all things that hide in the shadows. Brothers and sisters, rise and receive thy holy flame. Children of the ashen sun, receive the holy flame of Prios. And like perfectly at that time, the sun rises and is perfectly aligned at this time of year to pour through this window, and it falls upon the four of you, and the four of you are basked in the golden glow of the rising sun.
Prios sees.
Mm-hmm.
From the ash, light.
After the ceremony, Frida, Yaric, Egon, and Ebrel are meeting. Arena has gone to take a nap. And you're having a discussion about the next steps. And Sister Frida says, we absolutely need to establish supply lines and allies. We cannot survive in this cluster any longer without aid. And I know key structures must be rebuilt. We must maintain this place. Even with the true light of Prios, the five of us cannot survive here, let alone maintain this sacred ground. You must go out. You must find aid. And she pulls out a map onto the table, and it's a map of this region of Darvikar. And hold on, I'm gonna bring.
Do you have a map in here?
Actually, yeah. But let's say Arena's here, because I want to change one thing I was gonna do. Let's see. I should be able to activate that.
Nice.
So we've kind of said we're up here-ish. No, I think we never did pinpoint it for sure.
No, it was in that ballpark, but yeah.
It was, I think we maybe settled north of the marshes. I feel like this is a little too close to civilization, maybe.
Okay.
But I kind of like here because the darker hexes are the dark part of Darvikar Forest. So like I like that you guys are kind of on the edge. So, and I think we talked about the Black Pitch Mires as well. Okay. So, Sister Frida points on the map, and why don't we just, I don't have them on here, but let's just say at the mouth of this this lake there.
Okay.
She tells you of a city. Dragholm. It evokes something maybe once noble, but maybe fallen, maybe slightly corrupted. And she says, Dragholm to the south, north of the marshes, used to be a main supplier to the Cloister. Now, I have heard horrible stories out of Dragholm for the last several months before we set on our journey to reclaim this sacred land. I fear for what has happened to Dragholm, but they were once an important and proud ally of our Cloister, and of the Black Cloaks, and of the Church of Prios. If we find out what's going on there, we can restore an ally, and we can open up a supply source and feed ourselves. Thoughts? Master Ebrel.
That sounds like a perfect place to start. Yes, maybe hopefully the old connections can be either rekindled or still exist, and maybe there's ways to either inquire about information or eliminate possibilities and narrow down our scope.
Yaric holds up a hand. He says, brothers and sisters, I put caution out there. If it has ties to the old Black Cloaks and major ties to the church, as Sister Frida said, we cannot trust any of the old ways. It is worth considering any other options that we might have and establishing potential new channels rather than rely on those that we have worn in. Or we could go down to school.
No. I'm marking this so I don't do the same fucking thing every time. Oh, where was that? Okay. Sister Arena steps forward. If I may. And she goes over and she points over near the Black Pitch Mire, where a waterway feeds north of it. And she says, I have heard of a devoted brother of Prios, long independent of the church, but who is said to have worked many miracles in a most peculiar place on the northern reaches of the Black Pitch Mires. Yes, a little unorthodox, but I've heard that he has grown quite a flock there, home to many true believers of Prios.
That's interesting. That could solve sort of multiple birds with one stone.
Well, it would obviously be the two of you venturing out.
And
so I leave it to you
could
two.
you put us on the map? The equidistant?
Did I never turn you over there?
No, I'm saying, can you put Umberholt on the map?
Where are we at?
Just ballpark.
Yeah. Yep.
So Yaric, I liked what I like the idea that you're saying. Like, if things of old may, they may be sour. They may not be something we can rely on. This new direction, if they truly are believers, that's what we need. We need people who don't put the church first, but put Prios first.
Yes, that is fair, brothers, but Dragholm has been a long-standing allies of the brothers of this cluster that preceded us.
And above the table...
Do not be so quick to... Yeah.
I was going to say, above the table, it sounds like we have city interplay in Dragonholm and more wilderness stuff in Wildmere. Just throwing that out there.
And we do not need to decide tonight. And as a matter of fact, we can talk above the table, and I think we should fade to black there, because I think you guys decide and tell me the direction you think you want to go.
We spin the world.
Nice. Unless there's anything else you want to add to this conversation. Obviously, if there's something else you want to say or discuss, please feel free. But I guess I should just said you don't have to decide tonight.
I think we should travel to Jakar.
Where?
Jakar. Keep going. Farther west. Just keep going.
Oh, yeah.
I've decided that is the most logistically making sense. With our...
Perhaps our master of arms would have a say. Brother Yaric, a legitimate question.
Sure.
Do we have enough food to get to Jakar?
Define enough.
So there are starvation rules that we're definitely going to play with next time.
I was going to say, enough. I mean, do you need both feet? I mean...
Well, suppose that depends.
Both hands?
So, before we fade to black, any other questions or anything else you want to bring up with the group, and then decide, or I'll leave it up to you guys.
I think I'm good. I think anything, logistically, I'm happy to take into the Discord off mic. I think this is a good stopping point for me, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I am good. I will have questions, but this is a good place to fade to black.
Nice.
Oh shit. Okay.
Very nice.
I will mess around with the map names and stuff and make those show up a little better. But good. Yeah, we will fade to black. That is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for popping into this session. If you watch us on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all of those things. Don't forget we have an audio format of all our podcasts. Thank you, Art and Patrick, for playing tonight. And we will be back next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Take care,
Back
guys.
with bells on.
Don't forget to join our Discord. It's a great place to be. There's a link down in the show notes. All that other stuff. We're on socials, wherever. The Discord is where it's
We
at.
schedule live games with people in the Discord. Come do it.
Next
week, more
Next
Dragon
week,
Bane.
our Dragonbane. Yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody, and yeah, guys, thanks again, and we'll talk soon.
Hello and welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night.